How many shows into the tour are we so far?
7 or 8.
How's it been going?
Really good.
Yeah.
You were in Kansas City last night?
night.
How was that?
That was a really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good crowd.
Amazing.
Yeah, really good crowd. Yeah.
Because you guys are the opening act for Muna on this tour, right?
Yeah.
So, any big what's the biggest difference, would you say, between being an opening band and a headliner? Do you feel like you have to bring it a little bit more when you're opening?
Yeah, we were talking about this a lot because it's like no one knows any of the songs really besides Loveless. So sometimes you're like, I don't know, is this going over well? Are we doing this right? And then you get off and say, people are into it.
Right.
And it's really great to see the reaction because they don't really, they don't know any of the music. So
Sure.
That's really fun.
It's an amazing. By the way, we're here with Low Moon. By the way, it's Miles the DJ.
I guess we started.
Go
this.
96.3. Oh no, we're casual.
Okay,
we're
cool.
sitting back. We're having a conversation. I don't know what I'm doing. We're all.
We
We're
don't
all
know what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm 14 years into this radio game. I'm still figuring it out. So
Cool.
So we'll make it work. I know you guys met. You met in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you're not from Los Angeles. So what brought you guys there individually first? I'm curious about that.
I think I moved because I was chasing the dream.
Yeah.
It was like the Tom Petty thing. I was like, I want to go to L.A. to play music because New York had kind of gotten to me in the music scene. I just wanted to try something different. And then I met Crescenta really shortly after I moved there.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Denver.
Okay, Colorado.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
I love Colorado.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Like, I had a lot of friends in LA that played music, and it seemed like much better place to play.
Yeah.
Just more musicians, more venues, and easier.
Yeah, it was kind of a natural thing.
Yeah.
And then I had been hearing about this guy, Sam, for a while. And it was really weird how we met. Basically, somebody said, you should really talk to Sam because I was looking for a guitar player.
And what were you doing? I mean, you were playing guitar, obviously. Were you a
Yeah.
session musician? Were you in a band?
I was out on the road doing session work with a band, and I bumped into a friend of ours who told me about Matt and the project, and was like, "You should just stop what you're doing and do this instead." And I was like, "Okay."
And when was
that
this? when was this?
Was like, so he was like, emailed me. He's like, hey, send me some music.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll send you some music. And I did. And he was like, oh, I really like this. Let's have a jam. And we did. We just jammed, and then we became great friends. And that was it. We started making a record together, kind of behind closed doors, kind of trying to figure it out.
And how long ago was it when you three met?
Well, we met like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe, almost 5. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
crazy.
Sam kind of
Coming
came
up
into
on
the fold,
2.
coming up on 2. Yeah.
I appreciate the commitment, because a lot of being in Minnesota now, I run into a lot of people who want to move to LA, and everyone wants to move to LA. And there's, whenever something opens up there, you got like thousands of people trying to get like one job. And it's I think in theory it sounds like a good idea, but it's a grind. It's a grind being in Los Angeles. So the fact that you guys aren't from there but met there is kind of inspiring. And now that it's working out, it's cool.
Yeah, and I think it's different than a lot of bands that are like formed in LA,
right,
and are part of the LA scene, and they feel like they have to fit into that thing. We're like the complete opposite. We're just making music because we like each other.
Outliers.
Yeah, outliers, exactly. Yeah.
Loveless is one of my favorite songs that I've heard over the past year or so.
Oh, thanks, man.
Such an anthemic,
That's so
incredible record.
Thank you.
I remember Mark over here, he came to play us some music, and that was like, we got this band Low Moon that we just signed to. Check this out. That was by far the best thing I heard that day. And it's got sort of this, I hate comparing bands, and I'm sure being a band, you don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. The way I usually kind of set it up on the radio is by saying, if you're a fan of like Radiohead and Sigur Rós, you'll probably dig that. And I think that's probably the easiest comparison.
It's pretty fair. I mean, that's great.
Those are great bands to be
Yeah.
associated
They're not
with.
terrible.
Only
Not offended.
not offended.
Those
by
are like
that.
festival headliners and
Yeah.
everything.
Those are good bands.
For
so
sure.
We'll take that.
How did this song come together?
I started this song like, ages 5 years ago now.
Wow,
well,
5 years ago?
Yeah, this.
Wow.
Maybe that's why it's so long. But
I wish it was longer, man.
Yeah, thanks. Not many people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just went through a bunch of different phases, and then it got to a point where I thought I had kind of had enough of it, and then met Sam and Chrysantha, and we started jamming on it. Then found a new arrangement for it, and then locked that arrangement in, and then when the producers got involved, when Frank and Chris got involved, then we kind of honed all of our ideas into it, and then it ended up being longer actually than it was than the demo was, and the demo was like 5 minutes, and everyone was like, "This song's too long." And when we handed it in, I was like, "This song is done. It's 7 minutes and 11 seconds." No one batted an eye. Everyone just like, "Oh yeah, this sounds." It played, and it actually played even better for us. Like the bridge was kind of a mess, but the basis of the song has been around for a long time, so it feels really great to finally have it out, done. Happy with it.
Totally.
Love that people are into it.
What's interesting too is I was speaking with a band by the name of Colony House before you guys
Yeah,
came in
we
earlier.
played a gig with those guys actually.
They're up the street tonight. They're doing a
Oh,
show
really?
at the Entry. So
Oh, cool.
Hey.
you guys are at Turf Club as we record this in St. Paul. A lot going on. And now that it's sunny outside and the weather's good,
man,
like
it's crazy. We're in
bands are coming
Minnesota.
back to the Twin Cities.
Yeah,
You know,
it's crazy.
I like it. Where was I going with that? Oh, we talked about how it took them like 2 years to make their new record, and the idea of, is this going to sound relevant by the time it comes out? Because the music scene is just changing so much every day. And the fact that you can make a song kind of in its infancy 5 years ago, and it's out now it's pretty incredible that people are receiving it as well as they are.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the thing that we're after as a band, is to try to keep something to us that we think sounds timeless. And we're not really chasing any trends. We're trying. That's like the one thing we're like, hey guys, we can't do that.
We didn't really listen to any contemporary music or bands at
No, we
all
didn't.
making that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Zero.
No influences really.
No, tons of influences, but we had the influences in our back pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Modern day influences were like there,
Sure.
and we know those, we know In Rainbows. We don't need to listen to it again.
Yeah, you've heard it
Like,
before.
you know
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And all of the records we love, we know. We learned a lot from the guys who produced the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
They showed us a lot about a lot of stuff that we never heard. So
Isn't it crazy that In Rainbows came out 10 years ago?
Yeah.
it's
mad.
It's a
nuts.
decade ago.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like, what's going on? It's 2017.
Yeah.
I know.
How did this happen?
I remember when that record came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the first like innovative. Hey, I think
Electronic music has a place in rock.
right.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Just saying, hey, it's an online only record, and
Oh yeah. And then
Pay
they
what
get-
you want.
I forgot
Yeah.
they did.
I
Oh,
feel
God.
really bad for saying this, but I paid a penny for it.
You did?
Yeah.
I
What
don't
did-
think.
what
I
did
paid
you
for
guys-
that.
you didn't
I
pay
don't
for
think
it?
I paid for
How'd you get away with that?
Because I don't remember, but
you
somebody
could pay
gave me a
zero.
download.
I think you
can
get
pay-
paid zero for
You
it.
can pay zero,
Oh,
but
fuck.
I got
Well-
it for a download.
I paid a penny.
Well, I'm like an insane fan, so they had like the vinyl limited package thing for $80. It's in my office right now, so I bought that. So when you buy that, you automatically get
Right.
the download. So it took about a year for me to get it in the mail, but it was a good time.
Yep.
So how many shows are we into this tour so far?
I don't know. Maybe 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna be out there for a while.
We're out there on this tour until the very end of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what?
Then we're going to Europe. We're going to South by, which I don't think that's announced yet, but now it is. And
There
then
it is. Exclusive.
and then
A Go
we're-
Radio
we're-
exclusive.
Yeah, we're doing. I'll
Thank
give
you,
you some
Lomo.
more too. Then we're
Love it,
going
yeah.
to Europe
Okay.
for 2 weeks with a band called the Lemon Twigs.
I love the Lemon Twigs.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
they're a
tour
great
with them
band. Yeah.
in Europe, and then we're coming back here, and then another tour that we're really excited about that we actually can't announce yet. But yeah, so we're going to be out there, and then some festivals in June. We're doing Governor's Ball and Lollapalooza.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're stoked.
Well, I'm really happy for you guys. Huge
Thank
fan
you.
of your
Thanks so
band.
much for
Thank you.
supporting us.
Oh my God, come on.
It's a beautiful thing to hear it on the radio. So thank you.
It's turning into sort of like a hack thing to say, but I'll say it anyway. And I say this to bands all the time. It's true. I mean, I make a living playing songs and talking about songs on the radio.
Right.
In its essence, that's my job. I can't do that if I don't have a Loveless in my
Oh,
life
thank you.
to play. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? So it goes both ways. Almost any interview that anyone has watched me do, I say that. But it's true. I mean, it's songs like that and bands like yours that bring out that passion. So
Oh, thank you.
it
That's
goes
so
both
sweet.
ways.
Thanks.
It really does.
Thanks.
Low Moon,
Thanks, man.
much appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks
you.
for having us.
Cool.